Matt, mic check.
Mic check. Testing 1, 2, 3. Mic check 1, 2.
Ginger, mic check.
Hello, now on News 6, red light runners, beware. Sure.
Streaming on clickorlando.com, you're watching News 6 at 10 p.m.
Now on News 6, red light runners beware. Orlando has been given the green light to nearly triple the number of red light cameras, where they'll soon pop up.
Also, unanswered questions as after an 8-year-old is shot in the leg at an apartment complex. The wounded man who could clear up the mysteries.
And we're keeping an eye on the tropics, the latest track on what could soon be Tropical Storm Melissa.
Take a look at this mess. That is not a dirt track, it's a golf course. The damage and how much it's going to cost to clean up.
But we start now at 10 tonight with Seminole County leaders blasting back at the state's CFO. The county commission chair says Blaise Ngolia has not said a word to local leaders. He's just called press conferences. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ginger Gaston.
I'm Matt Austin. He says unfunded mandates from Tallahassee are a big reason the county needs more tax dollars from you. Tonight, the county commission fired off an official letter to Blaise Ngolia nearly 2 weeks after the CFO fired shots at Seminole leaders.
This is past accounting for growth in government with inflation, population. That is past hiring fire and police. That is a 46.7% increase in their budget in just 5 years.
Ngolia says Seminole's budget now spends $48 million a year beyond the costs of inflation, but he was short on specifics.
Seminole leaders argue they are fiscally conservative. They passed their first property tax rate hike in 16 years last month.
In that letter, Seminole County Chairman Jay Zembauer says he appreciates the efforts of the state investigation into finances, but says the county has recently had an increase in spending obligations, including $73 million for jail operations, nearly $20 million in court support, and nearly $8 million for Sunrail and several more contributions. Troy Campbell spoke with the Seminole County Chairman Zembauer, who says the county is not overspending.
What it's about is the quality of life. Again, we're happy to have the conversation. If somebody can help us understand, something somewhere that we've missed, but we've spent a great deal of time and brought a lot of assets to bear upon reviewing this budget.
Zembauer adds no one from the state has contacted his office directly. We contacted Blaise Ngolia, who tells us he is still reviewing the letter. He also says, Ginger?
He also says Ngolia is not talking to anyone in Seminole County. We'll hear more of Troy's interview coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. Meantime, new details tonight from detectives searching for whoever opened fire, shooting an 8-year-old boy in the leg. They now say this was not a random shooting, but the boy was not the intended target. It happened Sunday at the Gold Elm at Regency Oaks Apartments. That's in Castleberry. That's right off of 436 near US 1792. Now, Castleberry community correspondent Catherine Silver has learned a second person may have also been shot.
Stay down.
911, police, fire, or medical.
Newly released 911 audio reveals the aftermath of a shooting at this apartment complex close to 436, where Castleberry police say an 8-year-old was shot in the upper leg Sunday afternoon.
I heard cars pull out and everything.
The caller describes hearing gunfire and a quick getaway.
You just heard cars pull off?
Yes. I just heard a gunshot, and then my nephew ran inside.
Castleberry police tell News 6 the shooting wasn't accidental and it was not an incident of domestic violence, but they believe the people involved knew each other.
That's crazy.
Neighbors we spoke with Monday said this isn't the first time they've seen police here.
There was a murder out front of my building a couple of years ago. A young man shot his uncle right there in the parking lot.
But they were disheartened to hear this time a child was hurt.
I think it's even more egregious than anybody else getting shot. The kid's a kid. What did he possibly do?
Off camera, another woman told us she heard about 5 shots Sunday. Police were called to the complex just before noon when they launched their investigation. They say they are actively working the case. In Castleberry, Catherine Silver, News 6.
Police also tell us tonight a man who may be connected to this case showed up at a Centric Care with a bullet wound, but he is not cooperating with their investigation.
A warning to red light runners. Get ready to pump the brakes or pay up. Today, Orlando leaders unanimously voted to nearly triple the number of red light cameras. A map you're about to see shows you where 55 new cameras will be popping up all over the place. Your Orlando community correspondent Mike Valenti was at today's meeting at one of the intersections where those cameras are coming.
Orange Ave and South Street, right outside Orlando City Hall, is one of 55 intersections that will be getting a new red light traffic camera that will be most likely accompanied by a sign that says photo enforced.
There are already 25 of these red light traffic cameras in the city, and sometime next year, that number will shoot up to 80.
Well, I just want to say I'm 1,000% behind this. I think it's really helped with crashes and everything like that, Ray, and I want to thank you for everything you all have done, because when people get a red light running ticket, they're not happy, but they did something wrong and they need to pay for it.
Paying for it in the amount of $158 per penalty.
It might be money-making for the city, but it's true that city has to make money somehow, so that's how they do it. They are toll roads, they are parking tickets for little things. So this is just one of them.
But city leaders stress this is all about safety. The expansion of the traffic infraction detectors was prompted by a study which looked at more than 2,000 crashes attributed to red light running over the past 5 years.
What gets out in the public may or may not have any truth to it. But I want to be able to show that we're focusing on our message, which is saving lives.
The ordinance states the 55 new intersections constituted a, quote, heightened safety risk that threatens the health, safety, and welfare of pedestrians and drivers in the city. According to a fiscal impact statement reviewed by News 6, city officials expect to take in $71,000 per location. That's close to $4 million in estimated revenue per year. We asked when exactly the cameras will be installed, but city spokespeople did not have specifics, beyond the fact that it will be sometime next year. I'm your Orlando community correspondent, Mike Valenti, News 6.
Happening now in Osceola County, commissioners have unanimously approved plans for nearly 300 new homes near the Orange County line. The vote passed without any debate, clearing the way for hundreds of new families and their cars to move into the area. That means even more pressure on Narcoossee Road, where we've already shown you the growing traffic gridlock there. News 6's Mark Lehman takes a closer look at what this means for drivers and neighbors in the area.
One of the fastest growing areas in North Osceola County is set to become even larger. In recent years, thousands of homes have sprouted up along Surreal's Drive. Now commissioners are voting on a proposal to build a 289-home subdivision off Crosswater Boulevard.
How's it been living in this area?
It's really, really good, but as you can see here, the traffic is very horrible because they keep building houses around.
Alejandro Marin has lived in the neighborhood next door for 3 months, and during that time, he's seen how difficult it can be driving into nearby Orange County and Orlando.
So it usually take me an hour and a half to get back home or back and forth, you know.
Now here along Surreal's Drive is the main drag that feeds to all of these homes, and you can see there's a road widening project happening right now. That should improve the situation, but the road ends right over here at Narcoossee Road, which has been a problem for years, and the situation is only getting worse.
People are frustrated a lot of people in the community, and they're frustrated for what I hear.
We told you last week about how traffic on Narcoossee Road has surged to more than 58,000 vehicles per day, which exceeds the road's intended capacity of 55,000.
I don't think it's enough for the amount of people that are, coming here to live.
A relief toll road project is in the works, but still several years from completion, meaning if the new subdivision is approved, those drivers will be adding to the gridlock. In Osceola County, Mark Lehman, News 6.
Like Mark mentioned, I took a look at the traffic issues on Narcoossee last week. It is a headache that just continues to get worse for people who live there, especially with the building of all the new houses. You can check that out at clickorlando.com. New at 10 tonight now, a truck spinning donuts on a golf course causes major damage in New Smyrna Beach. Take a look at this picture. Oh. We're told the truck caused more than $100,000 in damage. A witness saw the truck doing donuts on the course around 3:30 a.m. on Sunday, but couldn't get a tag number or description. The New Smyrna Beach Police Department is now trying to figure out who did this. It happened yesterday on the second green at the club at Venetian Bay. It's on Airport Road near Palmetto Court. Detectives are asking anybody with info or surveillance video to call New Smyrna Beach Police.
Well, it's the outage that has shaken up the internet all day today. Ahead at 10, why everything from online schools to Snapchat have been crawling.
Also today, the man behind a bold jail escape shares his story with us. This guy tunneled through sewage after taking out his toilet. Hear about how he did it and why he could soon get out of jail the right way. Next.
Also helping those who are working without pay through the government shutdown. How MCO says you can pitch in to feed TSA workers and air traffic controllers.
You're watching News 6 at 10. We are live on a Monday night. We're covering Avalon Park. Baldwin Park, and all of Central Florida.
Now on News 6, the man behind an Osceola County jail escape that sounds like something out of a movie is now sharing how he did it.
Back in 2010, this guy removed his toilet and then burrowed his way through sludge to freedom. Now he could get a new trial.
Your Osceola County community correspondent, Laverne McGee, talked to him by phone from behind jail walls.
He told me he's very optimistic that he'll eventually be getting out of prison without finishing the 22-year sentence. The 37-year-old is scheduled for a hearing tomorrow at 10 a.m. to decide if there's enough evidence for a trial or if his sentence should be vacated. That's because he says a witness has come forward saying that he had lied about Rigby being guilty. Here's some of my phone conversation with Rigby.
And he reached out to my peoples and told them that he wanted to set the record straight because he knew that I still thought that he had accused me of doing the robbery, and he wanted to, he wanted to come forward and let it be known that the
1 minute remaining.
Detectives were the ones that pointed the finger at me, and he just followed their lead.
How were you able to break out of jail all those years ago?
I cut the toilet open with a paper clip and crawled through it and jumped over the fences when no one was looking. They didn't know I was gone for 6 hours.
Have you thought any more about trying to break out of jail?
I only left because I was being sent to prison for a crime that I didn't commit.
Laverne plans to be at that hearing tomorrow, and they're hoping to speak with Michael again when it's all done.
So interesting. Now to a story that has the internet talking. Snapchat, Facebook, and other online platforms are slowly getting back up and running after a major outage this morning.
It was like having dial-up today for a lot of people. It's even made it hard for my kids to go to do their schoolwork online on Canvas. The sites that went down are part of Amazon's online platforms.
Yeah, Amazon said the outage was caused by a problem with their cloud service operations. The issue lasted about 3 hours, according to the company. Experts say there is no indication the outage was the result of a cyber attack. We are now in day 20 of the government shutdown.
Yeah, that's nearly 3 weeks working without pay for TSA agents, air traffic controllers. So the Greater Orlando Airport Authority has launched a food drive to try to help out.
News 6's Alex Cook was there for day 1.
I'm just outside the departures section of Terminal C at Orlando International Airport, where airport employees are taking donations for federal workers like TSA agents who aren't being paid during the federal government shutdown. All day, people have been pulling up, offering groceries and gift cards, and they will be out here through Friday accepting those donations.
Orlando International Airport sent out this list of donation suggestions, which they note must be non-perishable, unopened original packaging, and not expired. They're also emphasizing that you can donate gift cards to grocery stores like Target and Publix to help with their grocery bills.
I raided the pantry at home, my hurricane supplies. There's Chef Boyardee ravioli, there's Spam, there's nice Progresso soup, some breakfast cereal, fresh bread.
Lance Little, CEO of the Greater Orlando Aviation Authority, wanted to thank the federal workers for keeping travelers safe even through this difficult time.
They've just been doing a tremendous job under the circumstances to keep our airport open.
He says the food drive is the least the airport can do for the federal employees who work there and is happy to see people donate.
It shows how much people care and how much people value our federal partners.
People like News 6 viewer Marty Bassett, who has been following the news about the shutdown closely.
And my husband and I brought food for the
workers here that, you've been talking about on Channel 6. And so we went through our pantry last night and we came up with 4 boxes of canned goods and different things that we wanted to bring and give to the workers.
Cheryl's donation came with a message of hope.
And right on the box, I put a note from a quote from a gentleman, a reverend called Dr. Robert Schuller, and it says, "Tough times never last, but tough people do."
In Orlando, Alex Cook, News 6.
All right. I want more people to be like Miss Marty.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
She's
just
great.
looking through her house, and here's what I can give you.
Yeah, here's what I have
Love
for you.
it.
All right, we have meteorologist Jonathan Kagis joining us now. The weather's been beautiful. I
Yeah.
hope you just keep it coming, my friend.
And I think we will for the most part. I think we have this parade of cold fronts. It's also going to, be optimistic for anything tropically speaking that tries to develop over the next couple of days. High pressure moving in. That's why we were able to clear our skies further from some of the clouds that were around earlier in the day. There's the cold front that brought some rain late last night. That is pushing towards our south. Here's cold front number 2 that's going to reinforce some of that drier air later on this work week. Out ahead of that one, though, we are going to warm things back up just a little bit. You can track the forecast again with the free News 6 weather app. Now, over the next day or so, we're going to be on the drier side. Tomorrow, there's a stray opportunity for a late evening downpour. There's 11 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. I think we'll see more sunshine than what we saw today going through Tuesday. 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, note some of these clouds bubbling back up. We'll start to try to generate a few downpours, mainly along and southeast of I-4 tomorrow. That's late into the evening. Notice we'll still keep a few downpours around till 4 a.m. That's going to be, again, as we get into 4 a.m. on Wednesday. Here's a live look outside in Daytona Beach. We're back to the upper 60s under a mainly clear sky. We're going to keep those clear skies for the overnight. That'll get us back down to the upper 60s in Oviedo, back to the mid 60s in Wildwood as we get back into the mid to upper 80s tomorrow. That's out ahead of the front. So a pretty warm day tomorrow. Getting that rain chance at 20%. That is for the latter stages of tomorrow evening. Again, some of those linger to the overnight. On the tropical front, 90% shot for development here with this tropical wave in the eastern Caribbean. Latest modeling on this wants to continue to take it slowly to the west. There's likely going to be some kind of shenanigans with this. You see these models do some different things here as it kind of stalls out around Jamaica or Haiti, hopefully offshore. But then you see as we get back into the next few days, this is our next Tuesday, we're going to talk about this storm for a very long time. Again, I think the route to Florida is closed as most of these take it back off to the northeast. I do think we are going to see modeling shift a little further to the west before it goes to the north and east. I think it stays weaker for longer, which would get it to go to more on the western side of those models. But again, I think the Gulf is closed, which is going to be a very nice thing, of course. Temperatures back to the middle 80s on Wednesday. Drier air comes back in for the end of the work week. I think a little more humid as we close out the weekend. That'll give us an opportunity for a few more downpours to close out your weekend. We'll be right back.
I'm Stephanie Rodriguez reporting from News 6. On Monday, the state's attorney general announced that there will be a criminal investigation into Roblox. Now, it is a gaming platform with 380 million monthly users worldwide. The AG says that it's a breeding ground for child predators. In April, the state issued a civil subpoena against Roblox. This, the AG said, uncovered proof that these predators solicit information and locations from children in an effort to abuse them. The state claims Roblox is aware of this and allows the game to be used this way. The criminal subpoena is focusing on grooming, inadequate age verification, failure to warn or protect children, failure to report incidents, and insufficient content moderation. Over 30 families in 2 states are suing the company. CBS News spoke with a father who was part of a lawsuit against Roblox, who says a predator posing as a 16-year-old offered his son Roblox gift cards in exchange for sexually explicit photos, which the son sent via Discord, a different gaming and chat platform.
At a certain point, it was, tell me what your address is. And when he said no, he's like, well, I have these photos of you, I'll tell your parents.
Roblox's chief safety officer told CBS News that the company does not allow image sharing and filtered chats and has rolled out over 100 safety features this year, including age estimation and increased chat monitoring to protect all users. The AG claims that of the 1,000 child predator arrests in the state so far this year, many of those investigations led back to Roblox. And if the company is not willing to work with the state on improvements, they'll see them in court. I'm Stephanie Rodriguez reporting for News 6.
Find all of tonight's stories, plus breaking news on News 6 Plus.
It's free to download to your smart TV or streaming device. Have a great night.